Nice.
Over the many years that I've been on Twitch, there has been a rise, plateau, fall, and repeat, multiple times in fact, of thoughts, as they are typically known. Some that do the sexually suggestive, some that actually do the full-blown sexually, and some that just do suggestive content. What they will do is latch onto a new form or an old form of meta and make it seem like it's a new form of meta because they're the thoughts doing it. You saw it with the ASMR, you saw it with the hot tub streams. For many of those doing those streams, there was a lot of blowback. A number of those who were dubbed thoughts lost their accounts, some for a long time, some temporarily. Indie Fox lost hers for quite a long time, in fact. She now does music and other stuff. The music part fascinated me though. Amaranth is one of the most successful at all of this. She has invested money heavily into property outside of Twitch, now Kick. She's very active, and she took advantage of what she was given, her looks and her brains, and took it far. Not many did, but she did. The sexually suggestive content that many of them did baffled me personally, but it led to the rise of simp armies. You see it in communities where you have others gatekeeping for their preferred, person that bleeds them dry. Thought, yes. You are to them a pay-pig, which I think is a very unfair way of treating those that support you. I'm sure many of you have seen videos of those that do simp for respective thoughts, meeting up with those respective thoughts, and then being ignored by those, you guessed it, respective thoughts. I'm going to stop saying that now. Respective, that is. Yes. Well, something doing its rounds yesterday was something I didn't know was a thing, but it's a fascinating one because it leads to a rise of a genre of worker, a very open, honest and upfront worker, yes, who is promoting themselves on Twitch in a way that many consider quite close to what is an acceptable line. To me, it reminded me of Art Attack, a TV show, where during some cutscenes, you would speak to a head, a bust. So it was the head, the neck and top part of the chest and shoulder, or they would talk to you and then laugh. That was usually the way it went. This newer meta has thrown me a bit. Thrown me because I could have sworn Twitch was meant to be for gaming or talking, but over the years it's evolving even more and I'm getting really confused by it. I stream on Twitch, I play video games, I enjoy it, I really do. But this one gets thousands of views. This one involves a level of sexually suggestive, but also when I was first alerted to this existing, my first response was, go find their Instagrams. If they have a link tree, find the OnlyFans. It won't take long. And we have 3 today who are doing these types of streams. There are many more, I'm sure, but I was proven right with every single one. One of them takes it a little further by having a doll, a blow-up one of themselves. That surprised me considerably. So what I thought I'd do, I would go through a whole slew of tweets, show you some clips that I might be able to get through YouTube's monetization if I'm lucky. I'm not entirely sure. This one's going to be tricky because what is acceptable on Twitch may not be acceptable on YouTube. And I want to be acceptable on YouTube. But I also want to show a different genre of content in context that I consider a way of people who could be argued to be sex workers taking advantage of a platform that is targeted towards a younger audience, which can be argued by many to be highly inappropriate, and you don't have to be a prude to think that. You just have to objectively look at something and think, is this okay? If it doesn't breach terms of service, then the answer is yes. But then the terms of service for Twitch have changed multiple times over the years because of what the thoughts were doing. And by the way, the amount of times you're going to hear the word ban is incorrect. You're going to hear it a few times today. The word ban on Twitch means sod all. It's equivalent to being given a suspension for the most part. Actual bans are very rare, genuinely. Off the top of my head, the most definitive and obvious is Dr. Disrespect, and as is the case with Twitch, no one knows why still. So, Shoe on Head retweeted Dexter2. Dexter2 had tweeted out a short clip with the caption, "What is going on at Twitch?" I'll play it in a moment after I read Sean Head's tweet. Quote, "Why doesn't Twitch just make a new 18+ site? They do this on Twitch because the market is already saturated on actual adult cam sites. They won't stand out. They can find a larger, younger audience on Twitch. What I'm trying to say is these whores should be banned." There's a point. To grow on any platform now is a very difficult endeavor. I have a separate YouTube channel where I do response videos. It's a lot harder to grow than it was 7-8 years ago when I first started, but I'm going to keep doing it because I want to earn another play button. That is a goal of mine. I also do crime content, but I can't grow the channel. I'm trying. Because crime is saturated. The same with commentary. The same with gaming. You cannot organically grow on Twitch because of how oversaturated in the gaming part it is. You have to bring your audience from Twitter and from YouTube to Twitch, or Kick, or Rumble, wherever it is you go. The same applies to the adult industry, because there's only so much of the same thing people can be bothered to watch, right? I'm not saying once you've seen one, you've seen them all. I'm sure they're all different. And by that I mean, good Amish asexual eunuchs, everyone, you are all that, don't try me. Here's the clip just so you have a bit of context.
I feel
What is this meta?
And also, like, anxious today. You know what I mean? Titan, thank you for the tier 3. Thank you. I just want to relax today, so I don't really have any, like, sub goals or anything.
Denim's TV had retweeted Dexa2 by saying, do straight men even like women? I don't believe that is the core problem. They, as a Twitch streamer, see this as highly inappropriate for the platform. Sargon of Akkad. Is this really just a representation of women? Can this lady not use any descriptor that has a slightly higher resolution? Women is the lowest resolution description for what this person is doing, and by using it paints all women as that. This word's going to repeat a lot, isn't it? Cacti Empress had also shared the Denim's TV tweet by saying it's wild that some leftists will horseshoe their way into questioning men's straightness because they are not instantly objectifying any naked woman they see Lamau. Also, it's not unreasonable to be worried about the softcore adult content that's on Twitch. Kids go on there. Retweeted by Pixie. If you give your kid unrestricted access to the internet, that's a you problem. Parents have to take some level of responsibility of their child's online content consumption. I agree, but Twitch is not an 18+ site. So having people link to your Insta, to go to your link tree, to go to your adult content is a bit of a shady grey area, isn't it? That is where many of the problems arise for a lot of those who are considered boomer, millennial, I guess anyone of the older generations. This user is Morgpie. Morgpie is the one that has a blow-up doll of themselves that they link on their link tree. They do play games, by the way, on their streams. That was something I noticed because I paid attention. I also found it fascinating. There were 2 sets of chat rules. When I looked at it, the chat rules indicated no talking of adult content. You had over 5,000 people in your chat. Just saying, there was always going to be some. Others included keeping the conversation safe for work. Basically a reiteration of the original chat rules just in case you didn't know them. And as you see from this image, video gaming is going on, which I find interesting because they are a gamer. They're skirting the rules of what is acceptable by being suggestively naked, although it is highly likely they're not wearing a top at all, which other streamers, gamers, commentators are going to say is just an adult worker trying to introduce this newer meta as a way of getting more people to go to their adult content. While the onus is on the parents, this particular grey area, which it does present as a grey area, puts a bit of pressure on Twitch. And I can imagine some accounts will get banned because of it. Please consider that a form of foreshadowing. FPS Diesel, before we move on to another of these thoughts. My new strat is oiling up my chest for stream. I will say I'm a Turkish oil wrestler and I'm showing off techniques. And boy, I don't think you have to be a trad prude to admit this is effing weird and predatory of adult content makers to make adult content on a platform primarily used by minors in order to get them hooked and spend money on hardcore adult content. To the next thought, we go to, I believe, Strawberry Tabby. To her own Twitter, Tabby posted live heart emoji with a selfie. Congratulations. Irrational Chad, if you don't like this for any reason, you are a homosexual incel. I know this is a troll, just thought I'd say, but damn, you got a lot of viewers. Like 5,000 plus. This has got a lot of people interested. Retweeted by Boblax. It's really cool to see that classic retro games like Mario 64 still get viewership on Twitch. Take that, Fortnite. In all honesty, if anyone noticed it, it was going to be you. And in truth, I'm actually glad games like that are getting more attention. As an old-fashioned Game Boy player and Nintendo fan, I agree with this. Perhaps not the part that's got the majority of the screen. Keemstar, Twitch 2023, the same image, yes, doing its round. Ian Miles Chung, what the heck is going on Twitch? These streams have thousands of viewers, there's multiple ads for children's anime playing for each of them too. Yeah, kids shouldn't be subjected to anime, anime sucks. I wonder if that pisses anyone off. I'm trolling, don't be so offended, included a clip from Catch Up.
No, I don't have a boyfriend. I'm gonna try to do something.
Now, Strawberry Tabby, much like that of Morgpie, also uses Instagram to do exactly what I said they'd do and promote their adult content. Again, I'm not judging this, I'm only pointing out the pattern. That's all I'm doing. It is not my place to judge that. I also don't want to because I know I'm going to get called names for it. There is now a third streamer I want to insert. This streamer is called Asian Bunny X. Dexatu, Kai Senat, left in disbelief after watching another Twitch streamer's party trick.
Do the clap. You gotta make a clap one more time, chat. What the fuck?
Also Dexatu. Oh, streamer bans Twitter account. Twitch partner Asian Bunny X has been banned. Benji, 6th ban by the way. Doesn't people get permabanned after you get banned a certain amount of times? Brackets, if so, how is she not permabanned? They are literally going against their own policy and TOS. Because believe it or not, Twitch like to do this thing. It involves a bunch of notes and you follow it. You follow that money. That's what you do on Twitch. It's why lots of thoughts for a long time got away with it. Pose Law, doing this to get an audience of teenagers because you know no one will pay you much attention on a regular adult site is messed up. And they use Twitch to get a young parasocial audience into their only that paid content because they know they'll never grow organically on that site or Twitch without doing this, and that site is how they'll make more money. Again, much like Morgpie, much like Strawberry Tabby, Asian Bunny X also has the exact same pattern of content. I showed it earlier. There is nothing different about any of them really beyond them having large chests and liking to suggest it is what they're doing and then promoting other content through their social media links because that is the safest way for them to drive up interest. I guess they were unable to get cast in preferred mediums of content on those adult sites to drive up the interest so they can really pursue their passions. Before I get to a conclusion for this video, because I think it's quite important to do so, we should insert Twitch's terms of service on nudity and sexual content. In the frequently asked questions, what does Twitch consider hateful conduct? If you scroll down, you have a question of what clothing is appropriate for my stream. We recommend creators wear attire that would be publicly appropriate for the context, location, and activity they are broadcasting. For example, workout clothes for a fitness stream, swimsuit for a stream from a public beach. There are also questions for body painting. There are many streamers who do body painting, and I take no real issue with them. Sexually explicit content and sexual services. Users are prohibited from broadcasting, uploading, soliciting, offering, and linking to pornographic or sexually explicit content, and from offering or soliciting any sexual content in exchange for money, services, or items of value. It also has sexually suggestive content, which is also prohibited on Twitch. Users are also prohibited from broadcasting content that contains depictions of real nudity. There is an entire attire policy. Yes, there are two separate words there. Entire attire. These policies exist, which means that it can be safely argued that many of the streamers that we have discussed today are in breach of those rules. That said, if you are a gamer and a streamer, you can still be successful as a gamer and a streamer without having to do this. And given time, Twitch will undoubtedly change their rules to limit these kind of streams from being the norm. Based on the viewership, they're going to want to act either sooner before the outrage gets worse or later when the money starts drying up. And I'm inclined to believe the latter because if more people start doing this, more money for them. But Twitch isn't an 18+ site, and because this isn't technically 18+, it's suggestively 18+. Twitch are undoubtedly going to insert an update to their rules in the near future. But for as long as it is permitted, expect these streams to become more commonplace. Additionally, if you're getting banned multiple times, which is the incorrect term for what it really is, might I recommend, just a thought, do a couple streams without your chest out. Just a couple, have a conversation, and play those retro games. Because retro games are cool, your numbers won't be as great, but I bet you'll still get loads of people donating to you.